there, I'm Stephanie Gatlin, licensed professional counselor with more than 25 years of experience, and I work with Phases EAP. I'm here today to talk to you about stress. It certainly happens, and it has been extra over the last year. The goal of this video today is to give you a practical technique to use in times of stress, whether you're at work or home or anywhere. So before we dive right into that practical technique, let's do a little refresher about stress. When we think about dealing with stress, managing stress, we realize that we cannot get rid of it altogether. Certainly there are stressors that we can problem solve and delegate out of our lives. However, we are certainly left with some things that we must face and deal with. But we don't want to be overwhelmed, and we want to respond efficiently to the stressors, particularly at work. So let's just kind of think about what happens in our body. A reminder. Remember the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system and how those systems respond to stress? So when you've been at work, you're looking at your day, you've got several things that need to be done right now. They're urgent, they're important. And then maybe you get a text from home and it's important. And then you realize you've just lost your badge. So now you're reeling and you're foggy and you need to take care of all of these things. Now your heart's racing and you're just not settled enough to think through what you need to do. That is because your body is very likely activated the sympathetic nervous system, and it's released hormones that are trying to help you, but you just don't need that level of tweak really in that moment. You need some calm. So how can we get our bodies to move into parasympathetic without taking a 20-minute walk? Well, I have a practical technique I want to teach you today, and it's based on pressure points, of all things. This is akin to acupuncture, but don't worry, there are no needles involved, and it is the use of the pressure points in your body. Studies have shown that when we use our pressure points and activate them, that there's a release of cortisol up to 48%. That was astounding to me when I saw that, and that is why I decided to be trained in this technique called EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique. There's a lot to this technique and this therapy approach. I won't be able to get into all of it today, but I'm going to teach you one very simple approach. If you want more information about that technique so you can see the science behind it and why it works, you can go to EFTinternational.org, which is the organization that I was trained under. But let's get right to this technique. So you remember that scenario I gave you where you've got all of these things going on? Can you think of a time that that's happened to you recently? Maybe it wasn't exactly like that, but something like that. Recently, you were just really, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe an 8 or 9 of distress. So pull that up in your mind for a moment. I want you to think about how you feel right now, reflecting back on that time. Do you feel it in your body anywhere? Do you kind of get that queasy feeling or a tightness in your chest? Just notice how your body is reacting to that memory. And I want you to rate the scale, on the scale of 1 to 10, how distressed you feel. Just give it a number. Okay, now we're going to use this pressure point right here. It's a very important one. This is a really good one for calming and self-soothing. Then we have pressure points on our hands, on the top. So when we do this and this, we're layering a few pressure points, okay? So Just put your hands here with me for a moment. This technique is called 3x3 heart to heart. And that title will help you remember how to use it. Okay? So it's very simple. So I want you to do this with me. I want you to say, I'm okay, even though I'm overwhelmed with all the things I have to do. I want you to breathe in and out 3 times. So breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Say it with me a second time. I'm okay, even though I'm overwhelmed with all the things I have to do. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Almost done. Say it for a third time. I'm okay, even though I'm overwhelmed with all the things I have to do. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Good. Now notice how you feel. Is there a change? Is it the same? Would you give it the same number? Has it gone down a little? It may have even possibly gone up. It's okay. If you notice that you haven't come down a little bit, then you want to do this again. So let me highlight a few reasons why this works, okay? When you take a break from everything that's wrong to just get into the right now and focus on your breath, you're sending a signal to your brain that everything is okay. And that alert system that triggered the parasympathetic will now realize we don't need that anymore. And it will help your body move into parasympathetic. The reason that's really important is because in parasympathetic, you get some nice hormones that help you feel a little better, and you also get clarity so that you'll actually handle your crisis in a more efficient way. You can see how easy this is to use, right? Now, I want to highlight something else. Sometimes we think that if we pay attention to our feelings, that they will get bigger and that that's not going to help you. You don't have time to notice that you feel stressed out. You don't have time to notice that you're afraid or overwhelmed. Feelings are like toddlers. They need a little bit of attention and redirection. Otherwise, they're going to throw a big fit in inopportune times. So we want to just notice for a moment how we feel, what we're thinking, bring some calmness to it, and then you can move on. It's about timing. I hope this has helped you today. It has been my great pleasure to be a part of this project because it means a lot to me to be able to potentially give something back to those of you who have served our community with such tenacity, strength, and courage. Thank you for what you do every single day. Take care.